looking for a volunteer who has never trained an animal to do anything. Okay?
He won't bite me, will he?
That's what you do to the dog. So I think what we'll just start with is ask you to train this dog to sit on command. And what we want is that when you say sit, the dog sits. Okay? And the rest of us, I want you to watch, because at the end we're going to have a discussion about what is involved in training a dog to follow a command. Okay? So, no coaching, Ann. No coaching.
No teaching, just...
No teaching.
Okay. All right, doggy. Good boy.
Wasn't on command.
Okay, come on, Cap. Come on. All right, good boy. Sit. Come on. All right, let's go for another walk. And then, but you got to listen. You got to sit when I tell you to sit. All right, come on. Come on, let's walk this way. All right, sit. 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 Come on, you got to. All right, I'll take it to the table. I know. All right, sit. Are you nervous? Good boy. Good. Good boy. Did he sit on command? All right, come on, let's try it. Let's show him that we got it. Come on. All right. Sit, 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 sit. Good boy. No, good boy. Listen, we're almost there. Right? Come on.
It takes a while.
Come on. We're going to try again. Oh, no, don't go there. Come on. Good, but not yet. All right. Come with me. Come on. Okay. I know. All these people looking at you.
Oh, wow.
All right, this is the time to do this. Come on, let's go. Come on. All right. Good. Okay, let's go again. I know. Don't be scared. Okay.
That's good. Good effort. Let's give her a hand.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Keisha.
Keisha. All right. Does somebody else want to pick up where Keisha left off? I don't think this dog is sitting reliably on command yet. Who else wants to take a shot? Okay. You've never trained an animal before? Okay.
Are we not allowed to use treats?
Do you have some?
You do?
Oh, that's what I should have gotten. You should have told me. See?
Sit, sit, sit. Good boy. Good boy. Let's do it again. Sit, sit. All right, sit, sit. Good boy.
Something wrong with me.
You don't have treats. Ready? Sit. 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 No. Sit. Good boy. Boy. Sit. Good boy. Is he sitting on command?
You sat before the command.
Okay. Up, Cap. Come on. Sit.
Yeah, I'll sit down.
I think I might have enough treats for now. No, look over here. Cap. Sit. 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 Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy.
All right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Now, let me show you how they do it systematically. This is if you were to go to an obedience class, this is how they would train you to do it. It's a little bit more systematic. Okay? Oh, he smells that over there. Sit. 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 Yep. Sit. Yep. Sit. Here. Yep. Sit. What do you think? Is he sitting reliably?
Oh, yeah.
First, will you agree that by the time I finished with Kep, he was sitting reliably on command, and that he seemed to have learned that when I say the word sit, that means to actually sit, that he was doing it? Was there any uncertainty about whether he had learned to follow that instruction? Okay. So then, he learned more than just one thing, okay, in that interaction. So what were the various things that Kep learned? Mm-hmm.
He learned the sound of the clicking, and he also, like, afterwards he said, sit.
Okay, so let's take them one at a time. So when you say he learned the sound of the click, what did he learn about the sound of the click?
Every time he heard it, he would sit. And
Well, but before that, he learned something else.
He would eat a treat.
Okay, so he learned that the sound of the click indicated that a treat was coming. So the sound became a predictor or a signal that food was imminently going to be presented. Okay? So that was the first thing that I did with him, was to teach him that the click means food is coming. Okay? What else then did he learn? After he had made the association between the click and food.
You learned that when it's sad that the click would come?
Yes, but not entirely.
If he sat down, then he would get that treat.
When?
After he sat down.
He learned that when I made the sound sit, if he then sat, put his butt on the ground, he would hear the click and then get a food reward. There's a lot of things going on there, right? So he learned that when I said the word, I don't know if you saw any, if there were any instances where he sat without me giving him a command. If he had done that, I wouldn't reward that, right? Because I'm not just rewarding him for sitting whenever he feels like it. I'm trying to put the behavior on my command. So when I gave him the instruction to sit, in those instances, if he then put his butt on the ground, he would hear the click, which told him that food would be coming. Okay? And what you see there in microcosm is essentially all of the principles of learning that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks. The association of the sound of the click with the food is what is sometimes referred to as stimulus learning, that one stimulus signals the imminent presentation of a second stimulus. Familiar to you from your introductory psychology class, like Pavlov, the bell signaled food. Okay? I bet if we had done this long enough, and if we had some way of measuring saliva, we would find that when he heard the click, he would start to salivate, right? Because the click became a predictor of food coming. Okay? But then he also learned something that's called instrumental or operant conditioning. He learned that certain behaviors of his would lead to desirable outcomes. He learned that when he sat, that would result in food. More immediately, it would result in a click, which became what's called a secondary reinforcer. The click itself doesn't have any value to him, but it predicts something that does have value to the food. So the click becomes what's called a secondary reinforcer.
I wonder how much that changes with the dog is blind. Like, would you just use, I mean, because he could obviously see the food. I know a dog would smell it, but
they'd smell it long before they could see it, yeah.
Oh,
And it would have been harder if the dog was deaf. You'd have to find some other way. Blindness would not interfere with the training that I just did. Okay, so he learned that sitting would lead to food. But he also learned, and this is what we were just talking about, that my command, that he wouldn't get food every time he sat. He would get food if he sat when I made a particular sound, the sound sit. So the word sit became what we call a discriminative stimulus. That my uttering the word sit indicated those times, well, whether or not I had said the word sit signified whether or not sitting would be rewarded or not. When I did say the word sit, that told him that it's putting your butt on the ground now will get you some food. If I haven't said the word sit, then putting your butt on the ground isn't going to pay off. So he learned a relationship between the sound of the click and food. That is an example of classical conditioning or stimulus learning. Once that has been learned, the click can become a secondary reinforcer. It can be used to reinforce sitting behavior. He learned that when he hears the word sit, that indicates that sitting will get him some food. And that, in a nutshell, are all the types of learning that we're going to be studying. We're going to be studying them in much, much more detail than you probably ever thought you wanted or needed to know. But when you start to feel confused, if you start to feel confused when we're getting into some of the nitty-gritty of these things, I want you to think back to this exercise, because what we just did with Kep here and what we're getting ready to do with Maggie illustrates all of the different kinds of learning. And I hope you see that learning, while we sort of tend to think of it kind of casually, it's a very rich phenomenon. There's a lot going on in just something as simple as training a dog to sit on command.